Hi everyone. It's 2:44 p.m. in New York. I am so happy to be here with you today. I'm hoping that all is well with you. Ah, it's good to wake up feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and about to do it. I was looking at Proverbs. Before I even get into what I'm going to get into today, I just want to share something with you. I know not everyone here is a Bible believer like I am, but I just love Proverbs. And Proverbs 7, there's so many beautiful, you know, words and phrases and poems in the Bible. The Bible has lots of poetry, guys. So for those of you who don't read the Bible, you're not into God or anything. If you read the Bible, you will find lots of poems. There's songs of Solomon, there are psalms. Oh, there's so many different po- poems in this Bible book, and it's awesome. And as a believer, I just love the Bible. Okay, so I'm not trying to proselytize or turn you into a believer in Jesus Christ, but I love this particular verse in Proverbs 1. This is verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Well, I love it, but I'm going to let you ponder that, right? And I remember when I was younger, right? When we're younger, we think we know everything, and we tell our parents like, I got to experience this experience myself, so I can know what to do in the future. But you know what I found out? When so many people have experienced certain experiences, and clearly there's only one conclusion to the experience, why would you want to repeat that scenario to have the same experience? Because I'll tell you why. Because we think we're super people, right? We think like, oh, that's not going to happen to us. I remember back in the day when people were, some people got on crack because they felt that they were not going to be affected with crack the way other people were, because for some reason they felt that they were superior to those other people. Remember that? And there are some instances, not just about crack, but there are other things in life, right? You feel like, oh well, that happened to her, doesn't mean it's going to happen to me. But the thing is, people, friends, family, whoever's listening, here's the thing. If you've seen people of different categories do the same thing, how many times? And the result is the same, regardless of whatever race you are, what country you live in. Why would you want to repeat that experience yourself so you could have the same end result? I know back in the day, I was guilty of thinking, like, oh man, I'm not going to have the same end result that that person had. I'm guilty of that too. But anyway, enough of that. Remember yesterday, I believe yesterday, yeah, I read a poem that I created using literary devices that I went over with you before, right? And I had left out one literary device from the poem that I wrote and I read to you yesterday. But I added the literary device today and I edited the poem today. So the poem is going to sound a little different. So I'm going to read the old version, and then I'm going to read to you the edited version that I just changed not too long ago. We all have gifts in this world, right? You know, um, Unfortunately, we all can't be good at everything. You might be great in math, and I might not be great in math. You know what I'm trying to say here? So, as a teacher, Now I'm going to start talking at another level. As a teacher, I used to have students who were complaining about other students because they were not quick to understand something that they were quick to understand. So I had to explain to my students, like, look, you may be great in math, she might be great in history, and this other person might be great in something else, but that doesn't mean that person is dumb or stupid. We all have different things that we are really, really good at. So you're really, really good in getting this, but I'm sure this student is really, really good at getting something else that you don't get. I hope you kind of understand what I'm just trying to explain to you. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. No one is perfect here. All right. Some people like to act like they're perfect, but they're not. Because if they were perfect, they wouldn't get sick, among other things, right? So, anyway, I just had to share that with you. I had so many wonderful students whom I really, really cared about. I don't know where they are today, but I hope they're doing very, very well in life because they were in place of my daughter who passed away when she was 13 months. I thought of them as they were my own kids. And there's a saying, treat others the way you would like to be treated. So I treated them the way I'd like my daughter to be treated had she lived. And thank God I still have my son. But I know my daughter is in a good place. She's with the Lord. Oh, and that leads me to another thing. I am just curious, guys. Maybe you can help me with this. Every time someone dies, people think like, oh, they're in a good place. How do you know where they are? Because heaven is real and hell is real, right? You have to live a certain lifestyle to end up in heaven, and you have to live a certain lifestyle to end up in hell. So, for the life of me, I don't understand why people keep saying, like, when someone dies, is, oh, they're in a good place. You don't know that. You don't know where they are. And some people who've lived such awful lives, like going about killing people, raping people, and, doing wrong things to women, and, men doing wrong things to women, and women doing wrong things to men, and then they die suddenly. And people say at the funeral, oh, he's in a good place now. She's in a good place now. You don't know that. So I really wish people would stop saying that because it's not true. I have grandparents, right, who passed away, and my uncle, whom I really, really loved, and I know my uncle was into some dark stuff. He was into some seriously dark stuff, and he said some horrible things to me, and I have forgiven him, and I love my uncle. And people assume that he's in a good place. I can't assume that because I knew what his lifestyle was, right? I hope and pray that he is with the Lord and he's in that good place. And just like my grandparents, whom I loved, I grew up with my grandparents in Trinidad. My mother came here to the US to live. She left me with my grandparents. And I love my grandparents. And they're no longer here. And, my grandfather was religious, and so was my grandmother. But can I say with 100% certainty that they're in a good place? I don't know that. I would hope and pray that they are, but I don't know where they are. And the dead is dead. They have no more anything to do with us who's still alive. And there's another thing. People like to say, oh, he's looking down on me and she's looking down on me. Um, According to my understanding, the dead is dead and they have no more anything, concerns, or knowledge of what's going on here on earth. But I digress. All right. I know there are people out there who are going to believe whatever, but this is what I believe, because I believe the word of God. That's what it is. But anyway, that's just me talking, me sharing with you. But I'm going to read the old poem that I wrote, and shared with you yesterday, and the newer version that I just modified not too long ago. So let me read the old first. All right. Rain kisses his lips as he peers into the jubilant sky like a wandering soul lost in thought, thinking of caring Kathleen's cunning friend Caroline. who covets her doting husband, counterproductive friendship with counterfeit intentions, conveying lust like a dog in heat, desire like an angry bomb destined to destroy devoted love with considered tenacity. Okay, so that's the one that I read to you yesterday. And I got to add, people, what also helps you with your poems is vocabulary words, right? Putting unusual, unlike vocabulary words together, they create an image which conveys a thought in your mind, and you get the understanding of what the poet is saying. Because really, poetry is really, really not complicated to understand. And I'm hoping by discussing this with you, it's bringing into clarification how not complicated it is, right? So, if you have any questions, any thoughts or anything that you find confusing, please let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. All right. So let me read the newer version that I just wrote and tell me which one you prefer. Rain kisses his lips as he ponders the jubilant sky, like a transient, lost in thought, and treating caring Kathleen's cunning friend Caroline, who covets Kathleen's doting husband, counterproductive friendship with counterfeit intentions, conveying lust like 10 million dogs in heat, desire like a screaming bomb destined to destroy devoted love with destructive delusions. All right. So tell me what you think. Which one do you prefer? Notice I've deleted some words, I edited it a little. And as a writer, as we continue to write, there are things that we do end up changing. That's part of the writing process, because sometimes, our original idea, we don't really like it and we feel it could be made better somehow. So we end up changing things. So that's what I did. And if I decide to edit this some more, which most likely I will, it will sound a little different. I'll change just some words, maybe add some other words that I feel work better. But anyway, so this is the process, guys. So what I added in this poem is hyperbole, exaggeration. I said, what did I say? 10 million dogs, right? So that's hyperbole. All right. So far, all of the devices that I have used prior is included in this poem of alliteration. And again, alliteration is so much fun. I mean, let's think about this, guys. You know what you could do? You and your family could have a fun evening. I know you might be thinking to yourself, how you gonna have fun doing this? But trust me, it can be fun. All of you could get together and create alliteration based on each other's characteristics, right? You can make fun of each other using alliteration. You can make fun of each other using metaphors, what's the other one I'm thinking? Metaphors, similes, hyperboles, personification. You can make fun of each other. You can have a good time because the language is beautiful, guys. And I'm hoping that you can see and feel the beauty of it that I am feeling right now. And just a little something to add. I produce a play again, which is coming out in December, and I'm excited about that. And I don't know, I'm kind of hesitant to share any of the lines with you because I'm just, discussing like, literary devices with you. So let me ponder that and see, if you would, if I should share a line or two or something from the play that I have written. And I wrote this play in 2018, and I'm finally, I decided to like get it out there because I'm like writing and I'm like letting it gather dust. What's the point of writing a poem and just letting it gather dust? So I'm getting it out there, right? And I thank you guys for listening when you do listen, because I'm not sure if anyone is on here because I am still learning the ropes. It might take me a while, okay? But I am just grateful that I could get on here, and share with you, and spend a few minutes with you in my day. And again, I think by now you realize that I love, going to the gym. I'm going to be heading there in a few minutes, and who knows, I might, do a little something something on the way to the gym. I did a short yesterday for the first time, and I'm like, ugh, this is interesting. I might try it again. All right, so thank you guys for spending these brief moments with me. I'm gonna call you my friends on the internet. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day and be blessed. See you when I see you. All right.